So today we need to do these 4 questions. So presently these 4 questions are locked for me. So what I've done is I've opened all these 4 questions in new tabs. So let's do these 4 questions one by one. So let's come to the first question, that is employees with the missing information. So what we are given 2 tables. First is employees table. The columns are given to me, employee ID and employee names. The types are also given to me, and it is mentioned like the employee ID is a primary key for this table. Okay, so what is primary key? A primary key is a key that is basically unique for a particular table. Okay, so no 2 rows in this table will be having same employee ID. Okay, now what is the second table that is given to me? Salaries table. Again, the name is the column name is given to me, so employee ID and salary. The types are also mentioned int and int, and again the employee ID is a primary key for this table also. Okay, so what do we need to find? We need to write an SQL query to report the IDs of the employees with missing information. Okay, so what we need to find? We need to report the IDs of the employees with missing information. Okay, and what is the condition for of an employee with missing information? Either the name of the employee is missing or the salary is missing. Okay, and we should also keep in mind that the result table should be ordered by employee ID in ascending order. Okay, so the output or final output should be in ascending order according to employee ID. Okay, now let's see the examples. Now let's say this is example that is given to me. So the employee table is given to me and the salaries table is given. So what are the 2 conditions for a missing informations? So either the name is missing or the salary is missing. So let's see for the salary part. So let's say if this employee ID is having if in this table if the employee ID is given, so what it signifies? It signifies for this employee ID the name is given to me. It is fine. Same thing if this for what this employee ID part in this salaries table signifies. It signifies this for this particular employee ID I'm having a salary. Okay, so one part is basically done for each of the employee ID. Okay, for this employee ID this name is basically present. So for this employee ID what I need to check? Whether the salary is present or not. If the salary is not present, so basically it should be in our output. Is it fine? So for this, let's say for this particular ID, I will see name is present. So I need to check for salary. So how I will check for salary? For salary, I need to check in this way. Let's say if this 2 is present here, I will check for is this 2 present in the employees column of the salaries table. If it is present, what it means? For a particular employee ID, if it is having salary, its employee ID should be present here. Is it fine? For 2, if the salary is mentioned, if the salary is present, so its ID should be the ID should be present in the employee ID of this table, salaries table. Okay, so this 2 should be present in the employees column of this salaries table. Is it fine? So 2 is basically present or not? So 2 is not present. So basically what it means? The name is given to me, but the salary for 2 is not given to me. So basically 2 should be in our answer. I will see for 4. For 4, name is given to me. I will see for salary. How I will see? Again, 4 is present here or not? So 4 is present here. So basically for this 4, name is also given, salary is also given. For 5, I will see. Again, for 5, name is given, salary is not given. Salary is also given. So basically for first case, I have seen for the employee IDs for which salaries are missing. So for which one salary is missing? For 2 is salary is missing. So I kept 2 here in our output. So again, I need to see for the second condition, that is in which the name is missing. Okay, so how I will see? So for this particular employee ID, the salary is given to me. I will see whether the name is also given to me or not. How I will see? I will again check in the employees ID column of the employees table whether this 5 is present or not. So this 5 is present here. So what it means? Salary is already given to me. So if it is present here, what it means? The name is also mentioned here. Again, I will see for 1. 1 is salary is given to me. I will see 1 is present here or not. So 1 is not present here. So what means? The name is not given to me. Name is missing. So basically this 1 will be in our answer. Okay, so 1 is given here. Again, I will see for 4. Salary is given to me. I will see for the in the employees ID of the employees table, if it is present or not. So 4 is present here also. So what it means? The name is given to me. The salary is given to me. So both the information is given to me. So nothing is missing. So it won't be there in our output. So basically this is our output. Okay, so if we see it carefully, so what we are doing? We are checking both the tables. We are making use of both the tables. Okay, and we are finding answer for case 1 and again we are finding answer for case 2. And what we are doing? We are doing OR operation there. Okay, so what we are doing? We are doing basically adding the result of these two what we call cases. Okay, so in this case, which expression we can use? We can use union operation. Okay, so what this union operation will do or expression will do? Basically, it is used to combine the answer of two select statements. Okay, so one select statement or one answer we will find for this case. Okay, and other select statement or answer we will find for this particular case, and we will do union operation. So basically, it will add those two outputs to give our final output. So I think question is clear. So let's write the code. So let's say one thing we need to again keep in mind, we need to return the answer in ascending order. So for this particular purpose, I will make one temporary table which will store basically the union of these two tables now, but which will store basically the union of these two outputs. Okay, so I will create one temporary table with as clause with I will keep result as. Again, I will write first select statement. So select. Okay, select what we need to select, employee ID. Okay, so employee ID is required in our answer now. So this should be our first thing whenever we see the question. What is the information given to me, and what is the final output that is required? Which columns are required? So employee ID is required. So that's why I'm writing employee ID here. So select employee ID from employees. Okay, so I will write a new line so that it will be more clear. Okay, select employee IDs from employees where employee ID not in, then select, we are checking, select the employee IDs. I need to check this employee ID is present here or not. If it is not present here, basically it should be in our answer. Okay, so select employee ID from salaries table. Okay, I think A is missing here. Salaries table. I think it's clear. So for first part, we are checking for case 1. Okay, we are checking what we are checking. The employee IDs for which the salary is missing. So basically we are checking for the second part in this particular case. Okay, now what we want to do? We need to do union operation. So we will do basically union operation here. So I will write union. Okay, union with which thing? Again, select employee. This time we will do reverse, employee ID from employees table, from salaries table where employee ID not in, select employee ID from employees table. I think it's clear. Okay, so what we are doing for this is basically case 1. This is the answer of case 1. Okay, so we are selecting the employee ID for which, from the salaries table, for which the name is absent. Okay, and for this particular case we are selecting the employee ID for which the name is missing, and we are doing union for those two things. These two answers we are doing union. And basically whenever we are doing union, we should keep in mind the number of columns of the output should be same, with same data type of columns. Okay, and data type should be same, order should be same. Let's say in this particular case only one column name is given to me. Let's say there are multiple columns, so the columns order should be also same in both the both the results. Okay, then only this union operation will look perfectly, otherwise it will show some error. Okay, so what we have done, we have done the union of these two cases. So we have done the union, and we are storing it as result in a temporary table. Okay, so now I think brackets are perfectly closed. So what I will do, I will write select star from result, and I need to keep in mind, like, I need to return in order by 1 or employee ID. This is also mentioned to us, we need to return answer in according to ascending order of our employee ID. So I will run this. Let's see if it runs perfectly fine or somewhere. Okay, it's running fine. Let's submit it. So it works completely fine. So I think it's clear now. So if you are having any question, you can please ask in the comment section. So in this particular question, we are using union operation. We are doing union operations. Okay. So now let's go to second question. So what second question is rearrangement products table. Okay. So what is given to us? We are given products table. Column names are given as product ID, store 1, store 2, store 3. Their types are given as int. And we are again given like the product ID is the primary key for this table. Okay, as I've already told what is primary key. Primary key is a key that is basically unique for a particular table. Okay, so for no two rows, the product ID will be getting repeated. Okay, so what we need to find, write an SQL query to rearrange the product table so that each row has product ID, store and price. So presently we are having 4 columns and we need to rearrange it into 3 columns, product ID, store and price. Okay, and what other things that we need to keep in mind, if a product is not available in the store, do not include a row with that product ID and store combination in the result table. Okay, and it is also mentioned that the means order doesn't matter here, the result can be in any order. Okay, now let's see the example. So as we mentioned above, the product ID is given to us, store 1, store 2, store 3 are given to us column names, and we need to convert into or rearrange this table into this particular format. Okay, so how we can do? So we can use expression known as unpivot. Okay, so what this expression will do is basically it will transpose means single row information into multiple row information. Okay, so basically that's what we want. So we want these values or these 3 columns to means merge into a single column. Okay, so store 1, store 2, store 3 we should be coming in a single column. We will name it as store, and the value should be also arranged into a single column. Okay, so on what unpivot will do is it will have 2 column what we call column values. Okay, so one will be the name and other will be the values. So for what will be the name for that particular case, for these 3 columns we want it to be named as store, and what will be the value? Price. So we will be having, I will write it expression here and for unpivot. So unpivot, so how we'll write the expression is, first what it wants the column value. So product column value for column name in which means in which columns, this column value is in which columns, store 1, store 2 and store 3. Okay, so store 1, store 2 and store 3. Okay, and what we want in our output, we want column value as price, so we will replace this column value as price. And what is the column name that we want to give for these columns? Store, so we will change it to store. Is it clear? So this is what we need to do now. Rearrangement, this rearrangement only we need to do. So we got these 2 columns in our output. Okay, we want this product ID also should be included in our output. So what should be our final expression? So let's say select products ID, comma store, comma price from products table. Then we will use unpivot. Okay, unpivot price for store in what are the columns? Store 1, store 2, store 3. Okay, I will make it in next line so that it will be clear. Okay, so I think the code is kind of clear. So in this question, if we are knowing how to use unpivot, how to do rearrangement, then the question is finished. Okay, so let's run this code. I think it should run. Okay, we can see this error is there. Okay, and let's see the difference. So difference is, I think the store is in what we call different way. Okay, so here it is capital and we are returning it as capital, and we wanted it to be small letter. So we can use alias as store 1, store 2. I have done this question before, but that time I have used alias. I forgot to use this time. store 3. Okay, now let's see. I think this time it should work. Yes, let's submit it. Okay, it's running completely fine. Now let's come to the fourth question. So if you're having any question or any doubt regarding this particular part, so you can ask in the comment section. I will be very happy to answer. So let's come to the third question. The tree table is given to us. Okay, so the column names are ID and PID. So the types are also mentioned to us, int and int. So again, the ID is the primary key for this table. Okay, and each row in this table contains information about ID of the node and the ID of its parent's node in the tree. Okay, so basically this PID basically contains the parent of the ID. Okay, so I will make it more clear. If we see the example, let's say this is a tree that is given to me. So each of the node in the tree, each of the node will be either be a leaf or root or an inner node. Okay, so how I am defining leaf, inner, or what we call leaf node. So it is mentioned like if we see the table for one, the PID's parent ID is null. So for root, what is the condition? For root, basically, for root, our condition is PID is null. If the PID is null, then we can say that the root is null. Or sorry, the node is null. Oh, sorry, the node is root. Okay, and for 4, we can see for 2, we can see for 1, 4. Now in this question we are given a tree table. So in tree table we are given the column names as ID and PID. Now again we are given the ID is the primary key of this table, and for each row of this table contains information about its ID of the node and the ID of the parent node of this tree. Okay, so let's say each node in the tree can be of the 3 type: leaf, root, or inner. Okay, so if the node is root of the tree, then it is termed as root. If the node is leaf node, then it's termed as leaf. If the node is neither a leaf node nor a root, then it is termed as inner. Okay, so basically for understanding this, we need to have better understanding about the tree. Okay, so what we call root. So basically root means the starting point of the tree or the head of the tree. Okay, and what is the leaf? Leaf basically means the node that is not having any left child or right child. So 4, 5, 3, it is not having any kind of child. No nodes are attached to it. So it is kind of leaf node. Inner node is basically the node that is having basically childs. 2 is having child as 4 and 5. Okay, so now let's see what is asked us in the question. So write an SQL query to report the type of each node in the tree. Okay, so return the result table ordered by ID in ascending order. Okay, so our answer should be ascending order according to ID. Okay, and we need to write an SQL query to report type of each node in the tree. Okay, so let's say this is the tree table that is given to us. So if ID is 1 and PID is null, basically it means it is a root. So root is given to me. Okay, so for 2 the PID is 1. Okay, for 2 PID is 1. So basically what it means, for 2 PID is 1 basically means it is given to us as inner. Okay, so for 3 we are seeing like what is the ID, parent ID for 3, it is given as 1. Okay, again for 4 is leaf node. So for 3, 4 and 5 they are leaf nodes. Okay, so now how we need to figure out like which is the leaf node, inner node, or root node. So if we see carefully, if the PID is null, then we can easily tell like it is a root node. Okay, and now for a node to be an inner node, what condition should be there? So if the ID of the node is present in the PID, which means if this 2, let's say the ID is 2, if it is present in the PID, what it means? It means what leaf node exactly means. Leaf node exactly means this node. If 4 is a leaf node, so 4 won't be having, is not be parent, it won't be parent of any of the node. Is that fine? So for 2 to be an inner node, 2 should be a parent of any of the node. Is that fine? Because we are having 3 cases. For root the PID should be null. For leaf won't be having any kind of child. So for child, we are not given any condition, but PID is given to us. So for inner node, we can see if the ID of a node is present in the PID, which means if it is the parent of any of the node in this table, so it signifies it is basically attached to other nodes. So it is kind of inner node. It won't be a leaf, what you call leaf node. So for that case, we can say it is an inner node. And other all the nodes which are not satisfying these two conditions, null means PID as null and PID, and second case will be ID not present in the PID. So other than these two cases, all other nodes will be basically our leaf node. So basically we will be using case conditions here. Okay, so wherever we are seeing if conditions, like normal C++ code or a Java code, if whenever we are thinking about if conditions, so similarly in SQL we can say case conditions. Okay, so what we will do is, so before doing this thing, we need to see our our output. So what we want, which column we want? We want ID column. So ID is present here. We want type column, and this type column is basically dependent on PID, P underscore ID. Okay, so we will be using this P underscore ID so as to calculate type. Okay, so we will be using case statement on PID, P underscore ID. Okay, so let's write the code. Basically, we will be using case conditions here. So select ID. So we need to select ID. Okay, ID is given, selected. Now we will write case. So case, open it, close, open bracket, case, when P underscore ID is null. If it is null, then it is basically root node. Okay, when ID in select P underscore ID from tree, then what is the what you call name? It is inner node. When or other means if these two cases are not satisfied, then what it is? Leaf node. So else leaf. Then we will write end to end this case, and we will give it les as type, because this is what we are required to keep our name. So I will keep as type. Okay, now keep it as type from which table? Trees table. So let's run it first, then I will explain it one more time. I think I should keep this thing out. Okay, I think it's running fine. So before submitting it, let's say I need to explain it one more time. So let's say these two conditions, I think it is clear. I think this PID is null. Okay, so if basically we are checking on ID. If the PID is null, so it is root. And in this case, what I'm checking, if the ID, if let's say this 2, if this ID is present in the PID, if it is present in the PID, what it means? Basically, it is parent of any of the node. Okay, so if it is parent of any of the node, basically it will be in the middle. It won't be leaf now, because for leaf for leaf node it won't be any kind of parent. Okay, for leaf node there will be no child, so it won't be a parent. Okay, so for inner node, it should be a parent. It should be a parent of any of the node present in the table. So that's why we are using this second condition. And leaf condition means if these two conditions are not satisfied, basically it will be leaf. So we are using this. Now let's submit it. I think it's clear. If you are having any kind of doubt, you can please ask in the comment section. Okay, I think it's got submitted also. So let's come to our last question, that is second highest salary. So it is kind of trivial question and means most important question. So in this question, what is given to us? So I will directly tell you what is given to us. This employees table is given to me, and IDs and salaries columns are given to me. And again, ID is the primary key. What do you need to write? Write an SQL query to report the second highest salary from the employees table. If there is no second highest salary, the query should report null. Okay. So simple question is given to me. Let's say this is the employee ID that is given to me. What is the highest salary for the IDs? 300. So what is the second highest? 200. Okay. So, and let's say if the second highest not present, for this only one value is given, second value is not there. So what should we return? Null. Okay. So there are multiple ways to solve this question. So we will be solving it using subquery. Okay, so what we will do is we will first calculate the highest salary from this table. Okay, and then we will create one database in which this highest salary is getting removed, or we are not taking this highest salary. Okay, and then that, let's say if this is the table that is given to me, if I remove 300 from it, and then then again I find the maximum salary. So what will be my maximum salary in the updated database? So 200 will be my maximum salary, which is nothing but the second highest salary from this particular table. Okay, so this is what we will do. So how we will do is using subquery. So what I will write is select maximum of salary, okay, from employees table. Okay, so what it will calculate? It will calculate the maximum salary. So let's say 300 is given to me. Now what I will do is this I will use it as subquery. Okay, so I will make it as subquery, and I want to basically have all the values that should be less than this. Okay, so what I will write now, let's see what we want in our answer. We want our answer to be second highest salary. Okay, so we want to means in our output we want our column name should be second highest salary. Okay, so let's copy this what we call it. We will keep salary in our output. Okay, and we will keep at LES as second highest salary. So what I will do is I will normally write select what I want, maximum of salary. Okay, maximum salary as, then I will use this LES. Okay, from employees. Okay, where salary is less than the maximum salary. So what it will do is first it will calculate a subquery. So what is the maximum salary? It will return 300 for this particular case, let's say. Okay, so what it will check? It will calculate the maximum salary which is less than 300. Okay, you can think in this way. Basically this will calculate what it will calculate answer as 300. So I want maximum salary from the employees table where the salary is also less than 300. So it will remove this 300 first, and then it will calculate salary, maximum salary from, it will use this aggregate function and calculate the maximum salary from this particular table. Okay, so what will be the answer? 200. So 200 will be our answer, and we are using LES as second highest salary. So I think the code is clear. So let's make it again normal. So let's run it first. Let's see it is working completely fine. Okay, there is kind of error. So let's see what error. I think kind of some spelling mistake I would have done, or some employees table, fine, salary, fine, some salary from employees. Okay, I was telling spelling mistake. Spelling mistake will make me easy. Okay, it's working fine. Submit it. So it got successfully submitted. So if you are having any kind of doubt, you can please ask in the comment section. So I think for today we have completed all the 4 questions. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.